Ever since the first Minecraft Monday on June 24th, there's been a few people who've dominated the rest of the competition every single week. While not all of them have won, they've managed to consistently place on the leaderboard. Of those competitors, the one who's been the most consistent has been Technoblade. So far, his teams have won 2 out of the 4 weeks, and he's gotten first individually in 3 of the 4. His teams have been in the top 3 for 3 of the 4 weeks thus far, and Technoblade has always been on the individual leaderboard. Any person who doesn't know Technoblade might wonder why this is. Why is it that some virtual pig does so well every single week? Well, I hope you train for thousands of years, because today we're going to be taking a look at why Techno's master plan is so successful. The first reason for Technoblade's success is, as you would have expected, his past experiences with some of the game modes used. For the first 2 weeks, every round was the Hunger Games. The other 2 weeks thus far only featured Hunger Games for 2 rounds. Although Technoblade no longer plays Hunger Games consistently, he still has a lot of exposure to the content. First off, he used to play it on different servers, especially Blitz survival games on Hypixel. He's had so many episodes of the Hunger Games. He also vaguely remembers the maps that are used from watching Huawei play a long time ago. With his Hunger Games experience, Technoblade already has strategies in his head that he's developed. Although he may not be nearly as great at the game mode as he used to, he still had a great amount of past with it for him to be a master compared to everyone else in the game. Now let's talk about one of the other game modes, TNT Run. Sure, Techno isn't a TNT Run legend, but it's been a game mode he's played before. Certainly an advantage when you take a look at all the other competitors. Overall, Techno's past exposure to a few of the game modes is only a part of the full picture. Now let's take a look at the next reason. Another one of the biggest reasons we see Technoblade always doing so well is because the skills he uses in some games translate very well to the skills used in Minecraft Monday minigames. Sometimes in Skywars and Bed Wars, you have to make very precise jumps, especially when you want to do an MLG water bucket in a tight space. As such, Techno often does decent in dropper rounds. Techno's past experience with Ultra Hardcore helps him in Battle Arena, since, let's face it, Battle Arena is pretty much UHC with regeneration and a structure in the center for the main map. However, Technoblade has shown that he is not used to quick-moving borders, which stumped him this past week. Nevertheless, his UHC experience translates over. Technoblade has also had quite a bit of parkour experience. He isn't a master by any means, but is far better than most people you'll ever see. This partially helped him in the Run from the Lava. Although Parkour Race was at its core parkour, he was unfamiliar with that particular style and how to go about it. Still, his parkour abilities shined when they could. Additionally, as Technoblade has some experience with Hypixel bow spleef, he is familiar with how spleef works overall. Yes, there are a lot of differences, but Technoblade's movement strategy, how he should move around the map to avoid falling, remained intact. This reason for Techno's success is further strengthened when we look at the skill sets of games he did not do well in. Techno did not do so well in Find the Button because he is never expected to search for buttons. On the other hand, his teammate this week, James Charles, did exceptionally well because as a beauty guru, he is more accustomed to subtle differences in color and design. Furthermore, as stated before, Technoblade wasn't that familiar with the speed parkour style in Parkour Race. While his parkour experience translated over, He barely had much experience with going at such fast speeds over such formations. Sure, sometimes he jumps between islands in Sky Wars and Bed Wars with the speed effect. But those are decently sized islands that give him plenty of space to run around on. Technoblade's skills that translate over can only go so far as to help him. Sometimes, he has to experience the games himself. Technoblade has made it clear time after time that he practices before every Minecraft Monday. These practice rounds go a long way in helping Techno familiarize himself with what's in store. The day before the third Minecraft Monday, the first week to introduce minigames, Technoblade practiced Run from the Lava on his own. Although he struggled and didn't practice it that much, he became familiar with what to expect. This is far better than going into the competition blindly. Technoblade also practices with his teammates each week to help prepare them for what's to come. Speaking of, another big thing that plays into how well Technoblade does is his teammates. As we all know, Technoblade is great at Minecraft and can try hard any game.
I can try hard any game!
But teammates have been an important component as well. For instance, in Minecraft Monday Week 2, Technoblade's teammate iBallistic Squid was not present in the practice round. This led him to do very poorly. When he actually was present, they both dominated nearly every round. Technoblade's teammates have helped him go through some otherwise tough situations. Technoblade would probably beat all his competitors a good chunk of the time if he fought them in 1v1s. But there are teams inhibiting him from getting into such situations. Technoblade has always been on a winning team when his teammate is very good at Minecraft. Not to mention, his teammates often give helpful tips, leading us to the next mini reason. Sure, the chat likes trolling around by telling Techno his microphone is muted, but it has enabled him to play much better. Everyone often yells at him when he misses certain details, such as having a better armor piece in his inventory than the one he has equipped. The chat played an especially useful role in Week 3, when the chat of his teammate Chris from Mr. Beast suggested using /talk to reach a sky-basing Vic star. He couldn't have gotten this tip if not for the chat. But none of these reasons compared to the last one. The biggest reason why Technoblade always does so well every single week. Sure, he's pitted against good players such as Vicstar and Bajan Canadian, but Technoblade likes to go for players without much experience. Every time he plays Hunger Games, Technoblade prefers to run after non-Minecraft players because they have less of an idea of what they're doing. Not to mention, lack of experience has led to a knowledge gap. In the first 2 weeks that only featured Hunger Games, only some people knew that soups could be crafted, with soups being so vital to the gameplay. This led anyone who knew of their existence having the upper hand in every battle they fought. They since nerfed soups, but they're still useful in gameplay. What do you think is the most important reason for Technoblade's success? Let me know in the comments. And that wraps it up for this video. If you would like more videos on Minecraft Monday, be sure to subscribe. If you hated it, don't forget to leave a dislike. You might also want to watch some of my other videos. Click here if you would like to see some highlights from Minecraft Monday Week 4. The first clip is of Skeppy doing amazing in the Hunger Games. You can also click here if you'd like to hear the news about Hypixel's planned YouTube channel. That's it. See ya.